What's up, everybody?
My name is Anthony Irvin.
You beat yourself?
Yeah,
okay.
CB myself.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm Jim Green.
Don't even need to hit a fucking traffic light.
Okay, good.
Welcome to
One Set.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the One Set podcast. My name is Anthony Irvin, and I have my best friend and co-host with me, Jim Green. What's going on, man?
Yo, Anth, what's going on, man? We're halfway through February.
Crazy, right?
Not to sound like an old geezer here, but time is just flying, dude. Like
It is.
I just like today took a second and was like, life is just moving so freaking fast right now.
Yeah.
But good things, lots of good things, or at least like I'm trying to lean into the good things, right?
Definitely.
Got to, right?
Yeah.
So along with those good things, it is Wrestlemania season. We got a lot to get into. Just want to give a shout out to our guy Steve from the One Set fam who did but like commented in the group about some stuff that he wanted us to talk about. And you have that pulled up, right?
Yeah, I have it right here. So, again, if you guys are in the One Set Fan Facebook group, we are now going to start taking some topics and ideas from you that we can talk about weekly for this Road to WrestleMania series. So we started putting that up earlier on Sunday, and we had our buddy Steve chime in, and he wanted us to talk about the post game of the Super Bowl, thoughts on Bill Belichick not making the Hall of Fame, and our thoughts on Matt Stafford making the MVP. So, and he had a little bit of wrestling talk in there as well. But we figured since we never really gave ourselves a proper send off for the NFL season conclusion, we figured we'll take the first couple minutes to just acknowledge the game of the Super Bowl. We could talk a little bit about the halftime show if we want. I didn't really see much of the Belichick thing. I just know that he obviously did not get accepted to be put in the Hall of Fame. I think with all the controversy surrounding it, I mean, I get why people probably don't want to see him in it, but the dude did do a lot of great things in his career. So
yeah, I
kind of like the Pete Rose thing.
I jokingly, because it came up during the Super Bowl. I forget if it was Cheyenne or her mom. I think it was Cheyenne, was like, yeah, Belichick, like, no Hall of Fame nomination.
Yeah.
And I was like, I mean, the dude deflated footballs, like cheated, like kind of jokingly.
Yeah.
And then it was like, whoa, did that really? I was like, it totally happened.
It did. Yeah.
It definitely happened.
You're not wrong.
But
you ain't lying.
You ain't lying. So, but like at the same time, like you said, the contributions that the guys made to football, right? Like, I mean, you can't deny what him and Tom Brady did for the New England Patriots and how they developed
yeah,
the deflating balls that was not something that happened every game all the time over the course of however many years. You know what I mean? So like I said,
Right.
It was kind of a joke, and people will take that as a total jab. Like, I'm not saying that the Patriots didn't deserve any of their accolades. So I took it as kind of a surprise. But again, like, it's, does that mean he's automatically just not going to be in the Hall of Fame one day? Like, I don't think so. Or like, how does that work? Or is that like, that's just not going to be a thing ever?
Right. I mean, I think he'll eventually get in there. It's just I think it's one of those things like right now I think it's too hot of a topic and too soon for it to really be put in there. It's like how people are saying, like I mentioned, that it's like the Pete Rose thing. Like, everybody's been saying like just put him in. I mean, yeah, he took steroids, but there's tons of other baseball players that haven't got to the Hall of Fame because of the steroid uses as well, but they put
Yeah.
so much accomplished
Pete-
into the game.
Pete Rose, that was gambling, right? Like he was gambling. So like
Gambling and steroid use.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't have, but yeah, that was the gambling. But like Barry Bonds and all those guys with the steroids, like they're
Yeah.
not getting their proper things with the Hall of Fame. So but they done so much for the game that it's like, one little thing. Are you really gonna let that one little thing, again? The steroids is again what made him so great to kind of do the achievement. So without it really wouldn't have been the same. But really can't say much for the gambling. But I think it's like it's probably gonna be unfortunately to the point where they may not make that decision until Pete Rose probably passes. If anything, they're like, we'll give it to him then. Hopefully that doesn't happen with Belichick's thing, but I think it's to the point where it's so fresh and new that now he's since he's retired, now that thing is like when he's going to get into the Hall of Fame, and it's going to be up to the point where like, okay, now it's every year like, okay, they're going to put him in now, or they're going to put him in now. So I don't think we're going to see it for another couple of years, but I can't see why they don't put him in because of everything that he's accomplished with the Patriots. I mean, like you said, they built a dynasty out of that thing, so you just can't ignore that.
Right. And Pete Rose did pass away like a year and a half ago, something like that.
Yeah, what am I thinking? So
no, I think that you're thinking about a lot of different things, and they're just like all kind of interweaving with each other. But yeah, I think the Patriots. I mean, they were like the Yankees of football. Like they were the
Right.
team. Like for modern post 2000s era NFL football, right? Like because before that it was like the Steelers and the Cowboys were it in the 90s, right? Like they were the team in the 90s, and
Right.
before that like the Steelers had won a bunch and the Niners had won a lot. But yeah, I actually don't even know like too much about the Bill Belichick, like whatever the controversy might be. Like I'm out of the loop on some stuff. So this season for football for me, like I was like kind of just pretty tuned again, just like the school thing on my end. Like there are things in my life that I have not kept up on as intently as I had previously.
It's been a pretty busy fall for you, like
Yeah.
and like into the winter. But now that you're back in school and everything, so it's understandable.
Right.
But it just in general, like this NFL season was really like. Again, I'm going to pull the Triple H thing here. Like it's the start of a new era.
Yeah, it really like I was following along with like who was winning certain games, and I was just like, this seems like somebody's pranking me here. Like, is this even real?
Yeah, I think we've definitely seen a change in like defenses getting the big speculation of like defenses are starting to win games more than the offenses, and a lot of teams are going defensive heavy, and the offenses are kind of taking the back step in a lot of things. So
but who did that? The Eagles won the Super Bowl because of their defense, right? Like that, like for them to go after and take down the Kansas City Chiefs the way that they did, and the Chiefs are powerhouse offense. I think
and then you saw a lot this year with the same thing. Like, there was defenses that just came out of nowhere, and like
they were piggybacking off of the Eagles' success in the Super Bowl. They were like, "Oh, wait a second, we're doing this all wrong, right?"
Yeah,
it's like it's not that far fetched. Like for people to say, "Okay, how can we mimic their success?" Like, and I mean,
and you could tell in the Super Bowl, it was the same thing.
Yep.
I mean, it was to me, I thought it was a boring first half. I mean, it was great defensively because the Seahawks got held to only field goals in the first half, which for a championship game, it's pretty boring, but for a defensive game, if you're a defensive minded person, that's a great first half for you.
Right.
But you want to see touchdowns, you want to see great plays. Second half really made it a lot better. But you could definitely tell defenses are taking like the star end of the league right now, and offenses are gonna have to start changing up the way that they make their play calls and working around certain defenses, because if you're going to start seeing lower scoring gains because of that, it's going to really affect the game. So,
well, and it's going to affect ratings because people aren't going to tune
that
in.
too.
Yeah, so it's kind of a double-edged sword there.
There's a lot of things that I feel that they need to just X out. Like I've said all season, even last season with the kickoff thing, I think, if you're going to, not allow the original wave with, letting them, run after and, get them tackled when they're on like the 5 or 10 yard line, or now where it's like they can't even touch each other until they're at like the 30, 35. You might as well just put them at the 30 and call it a day,
Yeah. I think boring, right?
It is. I think it's so stupid.
Yeah.
And the fact that you have to call out an onside kick now is so dumb.
Yeah, I don't agree with that at all. I mean,
like I don't see, like, the thought of having a trick play is now like you have to tell them we're gonna do a trick play.
Yeah. Or at that point you might as well
go for it.
Yeah, you might as well just tell the other team, hey, this is what we're doing. We're about to fake this way and go that way. Send your defense over there. Like, no.
Freaking Elmer Fudd.
Yes.
So, I mean, yeah, I think the league's definitely, if that's the way that, the playing's going to start going, like, to be more defensive heavy, offenses are going to start changing. And like you said, if it's going to be lower scores, ratings are going to be really changing. And,
Tanking.
Once ratings change, league's definitely going to take a hold of that.
Yeah. Matt Stafford as the MVP. I mean, the guy was stellar. Like,
yeah. I think he had a good
was.
year.
And
there was a lot of quarterbacks this year. I mean, I'll put Jalen Hurts in that cup as well. But, Josh Allen didn't have a great year. Patrick Mahomes, on the fact that he got hurt, but even then, he didn't really have that great of a year. Like, a lot of the top quarterbacks didn't have a great year. Where you have
the younger up-and-comers are really making a name. Yeah.
So we had two of them in the Super Bowl that are within the first year or two of their careers. So they have a lot to learn as well. I mean, I think the Patriots quarterback, I mean, he definitely learned a lot from how he can improve his game, because the Seahawks just ate him up.
Yeah, but, I mean, I think he's just not ready for a Super Bowl stage. Like, that is just...
Yeah.
I mean, kudos for him to get there. At the same time, like, okay,
absolutely,
strength of schedule, like, they had an easy schedule, right? So it was, and that was the whole thing all season. Our buddy Mike was like, look at their schedule. And I was like, yeah, if they get to the postseason, they're either gonna get exposed,
mm-hmm.
or they're gonna show us all up and say, yeah, no, we are that good.
Yeah.
So then when it was down to the AFC Championship game, and I was like, okay, they're going to go play the Broncos, because I had full faith that the Broncos, who were the Broncos playing in that division round?
They beat the Bills, so it was...
That's what it was. Yeah. So they beat the Bills and then went on to play... No.
Who was it?
Oh,
I totally forget right now.
Yeah, me too. It's so bad. Because they beat the Bills and then they went on and beat another team. I can't. What? Texans?
I was gonna say the Texans, but I think because the Texans beat Green Bay, right? Or no, the Texans beat. Who was it? That wasn't Green Bay.
It's so bad. It's so bad that like I don't. But
And it's only been a couple weeks. It's crazy.
yeah, but once the Super Bowl match was made, I was just like, okay, and like I was like, the Seahawks are probably going to do it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Post. I'm just looking super quick because it's going to make us both mad that we can't think.
Real mad. Yeah.
Yeah, Joe Jackson for sure. Playoff bracket. Okay, we're close. Yeah, Denver beat the Bills in the division round
Okay.
because the Bills beat Jacksonville.
Yes.
And then the Bills went on to play
Barely.
Denver. Yeah. So the Bills beat the Broncos beat the Bills, but that was when Bo Nix got hurt at the end. That's what I was getting to.
Right.
Was like, okay, like the Broncos, like I just all along, I was like, if the Patriots get to the Broncos, I don't see them getting past the Patriots. Bo Nix gets hurt, and I was like, Patriots are going to the Super Bowl. Like, I didn't have faith that they were going to pull the whole Nick Foles bit, because that luck happened at the end of the regular season before the Eagles went into the postseason. I mean, Bo Nix was like their guy, so
Yeah, I feel bad for that because, like, again, you get not many chances to get into that far into the playoffs, and especially in your like first year or two.
yeah.
So, but he's young. Hopefully he's not going to be out for too long, and he'll be. You know, it seems like the Broncos are obviously, contenders at this point, and it's anybody's game at this point again.
The Broncos Seahawks. That would have been a
game.
Stellar Super Bowl that I would have been excited for. I mean,
That would have been a game.
I was just like, wow, the Seahawks and the Patriots. I was like, I just don't see this being like this big money matchup, like this marquee matchup. Like we're gonna get into the the WrestleMania match, main events and stuff like that in a little bit.
Yeah, I expected going into the Super Bowl it being a little bit more entertaining off the bat, but I was very surprised by the first half.
Yeah, I mean, Patriots went 3 quarters scoreless, and they were like, there's never been a shutout in the Super Bowl, and I was like, I mean, they've got to get at least a field goal. You cannot make it to the Super Bowl and make 0 points. Like, there's just no way.
I was like, there's no way. And, they didn't score until like near the end of the third quarter, right? So,
I mean,
it was close, like the mid third quarter, because I went up and went into the other room.
No, there was like a minute and a half left. And I don't think the Patriots had scored yet. Like, don't quote me on that, but it was
right
well into the third. They did say that Drake May was tied with Joe Burrow for the most sacks in a Super Bowl or in a postseason. I forget what that stat was. And I was like, I thought it was in the Super Bowl itself. He had 19 sacks, and I was like, 19 sacks in a single game. That feels like a lot. That feels like a lot. So it might have just been the whole postseason entirely.
I would think, postseason.
And I was like, yeah, they still got a whole other quarter to play, and I think he's going to go down a couple more times. Like,
yeah, for sure.
He definitely broke that record, and I was like, yeah, the Patriots did happen to capitalize on some unfortunate opponent circumstances in their postseason trip to the Super Bowl, and then I was like. And then they got exposed in the Super Bowl. I was like, they should not have been there. I mean, that should have been the Denver Broncos all the way. Like, it's unfortunate Bo Nix got hurt when he did.
Yeah. I mean, the Eagles kind of had one of those years where, we had, well, it was last year that we had the point that we thought we were going to be facing the Lions, and the Commanders ended up creaming over the Lions. Then we ended up
getting through the Commanders to go to the Super Bowl. But
and we beat them like 50. We beat them by like 30 points, I think. Something
yeah,
like that, right?
so who would have known if we would have faced the Lions, because we would have had to go to Detroit, I think, to face the Lions. So, that's just how the postseason goes. Anything can go. A team can get knocked out. An important player gets hurt, can't play in the next game, takes the advantage of the other team. So, but all in all, I think this season was I'll say it one more time, the fact that it was just all over the place, that we saw a lot of teams just that you would have never thought would have made it even that far into the season.
It just seemed like an alternate universe, like some Twilight Zone type,
Yeah.
where it was like someone just said, let's make these teams that were really quite good very mediocre, and let's make these teams that were kind of mid, let's make them kind of good out of nowhere. Let's just turn the NFL upside down. Definitely new era waves.
I mean, just
vibes.
to see the Chiefs not even making it to the playoffs was wild.
Yeah.
And, I think for Eagles wise, we got very lucky that we won a lot of games early. Because if we would have played like we did the second half of the season, we probably wouldn't even made it into the playoffs. So,
I mean, it felt very reminiscent of 2 seasons ago, right? Where we just fell off at the end and couldn't get it back together. And it's like, how are you going to let that happen? Like, you remember how shitty that was when it happened.
Yeah.
Like, how did we let it get there again? Like,
it wasn't as bad as that 23 season, but it was still hurtful to see it go down like that.
Well, it wasn't as bad because our defense was still pretty solid.
Yeah, because, we have the players. We have everything kind of like aligned, but it's just we had that one, we had a lot of things on the outside that just didn't work.
Apparently, it was stuff behind the scenes, and it's like, okay, well, we're not going to know what that is.
No, we'll never know.
All we know is we're bummed, we're disappointed, and we got to wait 6 more months for football, right?
Yep. And we'll be here to report about it.
Yeah, we will be here to tell you to give you our hot takes, our hot takes.
But yeah, to that, the NFL season is officially done. Congrats to the Seahawks and all the Seattle fans.
I enjoyed
championship.
I enjoyed the halftime show. I will just say,
I enjoyed it too.
For someone who doesn't listen to music really for the lyrics anyway, like, I just don't know words to songs like that. I'm more so like, just feed me the vibe, and if I like it, and I was here for it. Bad Bunny, obviously, we're fans through WWE.
Yeah.
And the dude is like one of the biggest stars in the entire world. Like, it's
believe it or not, it's true.
If you go based off of Spotify streams, he's like the head honcho.
Yeah.
On the planet. I mean, the guy is a megastar in maybe a world that, like, that's not our flavor of music. I mean, the vibe was vibing for me. I enjoyed it. The dancing, it made me want to go to Puerto Rico and like party out in the street. I was like,
yeah,
I want to be like, they wanted me. They presented the environment of like, okay, that looks like fun. They did their job. Like, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I did too. I will say, and this is also understandably so, why I think it was this way. It was definitely one of the quieter halftime shows, but the reason being because I think everybody was like, "What? We don't know what he's saying," but vibes. We thought it was music wise, we're like, okay, we're grooving with it, but most of the people don't speak English, Spanish, so we're like, don't really know what he's saying, but the music was great.
entertainment, and it's not like he just had a stage and just performed off of that. Like he went
They moved around a
they
lot.
moved
It
around.
was-
They had they thunk everything through.
Yeah, they sure did. They were hanging off of the telephone
Yeah.
cables, and I was like, I don't know what that is, but like, can I do that?
Yeah. Like I'm glad that at least, you know, he had a great message, and, you know, call it political or not, I don't think he made it too like punchy with political stuff.
He didn't have to. He said like, love everybody, and I was like, I'm here for that. Like, let's
Yeah.
go. And
Whether you know, you're for it or not, he wasn't trying to be like, F these guys, do this, do that. Like, he's like, you know, everybody love everybody. But you know, I think he went about it the right way. Try not to shed too much light on a certain topic, but just saying that, you know, the only power, you know, stronger than hate is love.
Yeah.
So that's great.
I was
you know,
like, that
I think
that
anybody
did
who
it
is
for me.
anybody can get behind that.
absolutely.
So, you know, and like, again, we don't talk much politics on this podcast, but, you know, I think with everything going on, you know, anybody who's anybody can just really relate to that. Like, you know, whatever you hear on the media, whatever's going on with this and that, you know, I think if we can all just find the middle ground and just, you know, find some type of peace. I don't know how long that'll be until we find that, but, you know, I think hearing that message is something that anybody can agree on to the point.
And entertainment is supposed to distract us and take us out of real world stuff, right? So I felt like he did it right. I mean,
yeah,
people were not happy about Lady Gaga. I'm a super fan. I get why people weren't really about it. They had Ricky Martin, man. I mean, I absolutely marked out for Ricky Martin.
Too.
I was like,
is that Ricky?
This is so good, dude. I was just like, man, where's Miss Pop? She's dying.
Me and Jen were watching that, and I'm like, Ricky? Like, and I'm like, and then he stood up like, and we're like, yeah, that's him. So, and then like you were just saying, we saw Lady Gaga, and I'm like, because I mean, I got Cardi B, but because I think has like part Puerto Rican or something. Ricky Martin, Puerto Rican.
Yep.
You know, so I'm like, Google, is Lady Gaga part Puerto Rican?
No,
and like,
she's full-blown Italian.
She's Italian.
Yep.
Like, makes sense.
Okay.
So I'm like, why is she here?
So they threw her in probably just to be like, hey, this is a familiar American pop. And I was just like, okay, I know what that's about. And like,
whatever. And then Jen's like, I don't like what she's doing with her hands. I'm like, well, she's probably just salsaing. But
yeah, she's, yeah.
Like Jen's like, she could have done without the hands, but I thought she was good.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, you know, me as a pretty big Lady Gaga fan, I was like, I know why she's here. I love her and everything.
Hey, she can sing, so I'll give her that. At least, you know, she can definitely sing.
Yeah.
So.
Cool. I did want to make sure that we at least touched on that.
Lastly, one thing cool about the set was the fact that all like the trees and stuff, they were actually people.
Yeah, see, I didn't even pick up on that. I was like,
I didn't either until like you saw after like things on like Twitter and the internet saying like, oh, the people or the trees and everything, they had like a video of people like just walking and just with all them, like, no, they were actually people holding those things up. So I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool.
That is neat. I mean, I felt like they took you through an adventure, like with the whole, and some people were clowning on it because it was short, and I was like, Bunny might have cut it short because of the amount of scrutiny he was under, like for being the one picked for the Super Bowl to begin with. I was like, say what you want about it. I liked it. I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I thought it was
I
great.
I don't really have anything, negative to say about it. I thought it was, I won't say it's one of the greatest and top one. But, I think it was a great message. And I think he did enough to really put the culture, his people on the map to say, they had an international artist, doing a international sets, doing it all in Spanish, like, and then the NFL trying to gain an international audience out of that.
Yeah,
I think he did it well.
international, and Puerto Rico is a U.S. territory. It's like part of the
Thank you.
United States. Like, come on.
Yeah. So it's like,
right?
wait, but it's part of the U.S., but he speaks Spanish.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
Okay, cut.
All right, cut.
Yeah. That all being said,
But just
we
want to say
did-
before we move into the wrestling talk, thank you, Steve. Shouts out to Steve again for giving us the little topic here. And if you guys want to contribute, make sure you're going into the One Sit Facebook group, joining us, and we will be posting something on Sundays every week, and you guys can put in your topics and ideas for us.
yeah,
So,
hit us with your hot topics.
hit us with that hot
Topic. All right, shall we WWE
WWE.
talk this
Let's
stuff
do it.
out? Let's do the thing. All right. So I was looking up this like fan made prediction like Mania card that I saw last week, and I couldn't locate it, but I wrote down just off memory basically what we were kind of looking at. I might have
Okay.
missed one. We currently have Roman Reigns picked CM Punk, and we went in on this last week.
Yeah.
You have this Finn Balor thing happening, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I can't see them throwing Finn Balor into that marquee match. It just doesn't make sense for me. Well, they're doing Finn Balor like from Raw. CM Punk is defending the World Heavyweight Championship against Finn Balor at Elimination Chamber, and it's like,
correct.
okay, I don't see Roman Reigns costing that match, but it's got to be Dominic Mysterio costing Finn Balor a match, right? Like,
Yeah.
to help set up Dom versus Finn.
If they're trying to get Finn off of the Judgment Day, this will be the best way for him to officially, get this thing to conclude. Like I said, get Dom to either, not blatantly go after Finn, but try to do the whole thing. Like, yeah, I'm trying to help you out. And then it costs him the match, and then that really sparks up, and then they get their feud going. So I would think that's probably how. I don't think Dom would, initially right off the bat, screw him over right then and there. He's going to take it as like a typical, like, hey, I'm trying to help you out. And, he tries to take out Finn, or he tries to take out CM Punk, or do something to, distract the ref, but it ends up, going off on Finn. Finn loses the match. Then they're both looking at each other like, what the hell, man?
Yeah, I mean, the Chamber, I feel like they are utilizing the Chamber to do big angle moments, right? Like, I mean, we got the John Cena heel turn, which was huge. They're not going to be able to top that. But
No.
we got the Jade Naomi beat down at the Chamber at the start of the Chamber last year, and that really kicked off the Chamber,
That definitely kicked off a lot of stuff. So
I mean, that's where it feels like the direction is going for Finn. I'm also very indifferent on, like, okay, does Finn need to win the IC title from Dominic Mysterio? I'm very 50-50 on that.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, do I want Finn Balor to be the Intercontinental Champion? Not really, because I do think he's above the IC
Yeah.
title. I just do,
Because he's
Like,
already been, in the process of saying like, hey, I want the world heavyweight, but then they're going to give him the IC. That's a step down. So it doesn't make sense. So, again, I don't think, obviously, you're going to get Finn beating CM Punk right now. That would be a big twist. And like we were going off last week, I don't think, obviously, Finn is in that marketable business thing to be saying like Finn Balor versus Roman Reigns at
WrestleMania. That's not a
doesn't-
marquee match. Yeah, it just
No.
it
So
doesn't
you
sell
gotta keep
tickets
CM Punk and Roman there for that Vegas weekend.
for that money
That's
draw.
that's money.
Yeah, and I mean, I think part of it too is people can't really get behind Finn because he's doing this tweener act right now where he's like, he's
Yeah.
not a heel, he's not a face, he's very much intent on the title and taking it off of Punk, but he's also very much trying to get away from the Judgment Day.
Yeah.
in-
I don't
in-
think they're
in a
going to
way-
take him serious until he gets away from there.
until he's a full blown face again, right?
Yep. Until he
Um,
officially, takes down Dom or gets away from the Judgment Day and declares himself as a face again. That's when they're going to, start putting it on him again.
Yeah, and it's going to be him and Damian Priest tag teaming together, and I'm going to be like,
Good, give me a
"God,
break."
give me a break. Don't hold your breath.
Hold your breath. Literally.
Literally. Okay, next, moving along here. And I'm going in like not really any particular order. But I am going off of like the matches that are almost certainly going to happen, and then I'll mention the like maybes at the end.
Mhm.
I feel like Liv Morgan is going after Stephanie Vaquer. They're both on
I
Raw.
agree. I agree.
And I think if Stephanie drops it to Liv Morgan, then we're gonna get Raquel taking it off of Liv eventually, because like
Mhm.
those seeds have already been planted, right?
Yep.
You've got a lot of people clamoring for Raquel to get that push and get that shot. She deserves it.
Mhm.
I do think that she is elevated into like, okay, you are in the conversation, right?
Yep.
To be in title contention.
I mean, I also wouldn't mind it being it possibly coming into a triple threat with, Liv, Stephanie, and
Raquel.
Raquel.
Well, they have the Raquel and Stephanie feud that's already been a thing. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like, okay, do we get this Judgment Day split? Well, at the Chamber, right? Like if we get the Dom and Finn stuff going down, it can trickle down into Raquel turning on Liv, and then that
Yep.
can all start. I mean, that also is like, okay, does Raquel win the Chamber? And then but the Chamber, well, they could, because how do you have the Rumble winner and the Chamber winner go after the same title? Because
Yes.
then you got it right. Kind of a mess there. I feel like you would have to have Stephanie drop the title to Raquel, and then Stephanie's invoking her rematch clause, and then you get the triple threat or something to that effect.
Right.
To make it
Yeah.
a triple threat at Mania. But that triple threat match is gonna happen. It's a matter of, is it gonna be at Mania or is it not gonna be at Mania, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely think it's going to lean towards Stephanie and Liv
One-on-one.
fighting. If not 1-on-1, then we definitely get Raquel, getting there somewhere.
Yeah,
But-
because on the flip side, I do think Tiffany Stratton's going to win the Elimination Chamber, and I think we're going to get Jade Cargill and Tiffany Stratton.
that'll be a good one. Yeah,
just
So
because
I can't really see who else other than Charlotte.
she's
winning
tied up
that,
with
but-
Alexa Bliss.
But she's
Yeah.
still tied up with Alexa, and somewhat seems that they might be, doing a split with those two eventually. But I like Tiffany Stratton coming out and winning that, and then we get a Jade and Tiffany reunion to, hopefully I think, but offense, Jade's got to win that because she hasn't been defending her title, so she's got to win to keep that going. She hasn't done anything with that belt.
Yeah. She has not defended that title
No.
once.
But she's that whoopsie.
Yeah. Yes, she is. Yes, she is.
Yeah, she is.
Damn right. Darn tootin'.
Darn tootin'. America.
Oh, Christ.
This is great. Yeah.
This is good. So, yeah, I mean, I have like, okay, I'm just going to say it. Brock Lesnar and Obafemi has to happen. Like, I just
give it to me.
I'm dying for it to be a WrestleMania match.
Please.
Please. Dude. I do think that we're getting Penta and Rey Fenix challenging the Usos for the Raw tag titles.
That would be good.
I am here for it.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's kind of like what is Penta doing next? He's not in the chamber match. LA Knight beat Penta in the triple threat. Well, who did he pin? Austin Theory, actually.
Austin Theory.
But yeah, I don't know. Penta was taking a nap somewhere.
Austin Theory actually threw him on the table, the announcer table.
That's right.
Theory and
Penta rolled under the table, and he's like, it's nap time. It's just nap time.
Nap.
Let me get that nap. Let me catch those Z's.
I'm going to have a siesta right here.
Sato.
Napo. Yeah.
So, my God, it's so good. I do have on here, Uncle Howdy versus Solo Sikoa as a one-on-one match because they haven't done it.
Yeah, they're gonna have to finish something with Solo in that.
I do feel like that's going to land on WrestleMania SmackDown, like this,
yeah,
the go home SmackDown right before Mania. I do feel like it's going to wind up there.
I don't think it's a good match card for Mania Saturday or Sunday. I think, like you said, it'll be that Friday night SmackDown.
That Friday night, we'll get that one-on-one payoff finally.
But dude, like I know the whole Uncle Howdy thing has been kind of stale, but his promos are still out of this world. Like the most recent one. Yeah. The most recent one he did on Solo, oh my God, it's like I just love how Bo's just transformed into Bray. Like you can just see Bray in him so much right now.
Well, he's studying him. He studies him intently
to a T
every day still, and it's like, I mean, if nothing else, Bo Dallas has carried the legacy the best that he can.
Yes.
I mean, booking aside, because the booking isn't really on him, right?
Right.
I think he has completely, like you said, transformed into Bray Wyatt almost as best as he can. So for me, that, like, if the whole Wyatt 6 thing just kind of stopped and wasn't on TV and just kind of fell to the wayside, I would still, like, we would still be able to go back and look at it and be like, Bo Dallas still got it done. Like, he still did it.
I'm I would be happy with what he had done, and just like, he did everything that he said he was going to do, accomplish what he needed to accomplish. I don't think when we were, originally talking about it, I don't think we even expected to be like, hey, he needs to be a WWE champion out of this. They needed, like, we figured tag team champions, which they have done, but we didn't really expect many belt, opportunities for them. This is just more of like, give them some time to, really pay tribute to Bray, do a couple things, and when they're ready to call it quits, call it quits.
Yeah, just wrap it up.
So,
And again, like Bray and the Wyatts, they were never really in title conversations. I mean, yeah,
yeah.
I think I think Rowan and Harper had the tag belts a couple times, and
Mhm.
but Bray himself never had like a singles title. So until he got the WWE title in the Chamber, right? Like, so
Mhm. Yep.
I don't know. I would not be surprised if they even landed down in NXT and just kind of like did gimmicky promo work and put over younger talent and gave them
Mhm.
something to do there. Like, I would not hate that. Or if they wound up in TNA, would not hate that either.
Right.
Okay, let's move along here.
Mhm.
The like notable question mark. Okay. Becky Lynch and AJ Lee. That is happening at the Chamber apparently, but
Yes.
like based off that promo, it was like AJ set it up as like, okay, if I beat you, then I'm the number one contender, and then that sets up the title shot at Mania. But then
Yeah.
like throughout the show after that, Michael Cole was saying something like it was for the IC title. I was like, this the promo between the two of them was kind of weird to me. I don't know. Like I don't know.
Someone got their cards mixed up.
Yeah. Becky was, I get it. Like she's supposed to be kind of over the top distressed by AJ Lee, but it just came off really kind of too much in my opinion.
Mhm.
I don't know. I have Seth versus Braun Breaker on here as notably questionable. I mean, Braun Breaker's got a hernia now out of nowhere.
Yeah.
That stinks because the guy is getting ready to be pushed in the moon, and
Mhm.
they're just kind of holding off, waiting to see if Rollins is ready. Now it's like Rollins is almost certainly going to be ready for Mania. Now, is Braun Breaker going to be ready? I'm like, that is a
Yeah.
mess. And now it's like, what are they even doing with Division? You've got Austin Theory, and you've got Bronson Reed, and you've got Logan Paul, and they're all just kind of
There.
they're all just kind of farting around. They're all
Mhm.
just kind of looking at each other like, yeah, we're the Vision.
Mhm.
And I'm like, nobody cares because like without Seth Rollins, you at least still have Braun Breaker, and that guy is money, right?
Yeah. The only thing now is if you really push Austin Theory as that like top person, because he came in, being like, hey, I'm this guy. I don't, uh, you know, what was his thing now that it's like, uh, I don't, really take stuff from people. I run my own thing, like the blah 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 type of talk. So the only way that if they were to do like a trigger like uh thing out of nowhere, just let Austin Theory temporarily be that top head person of the Judgment Day of the Vision, or you're having all three of them fight for who's the top person at that point, and then Paul Heyman being the guy like trying to keep it all together. But that's the only way to kind of keep it relevant, instead of them just looking like three guys waiting for their top guy to come back.
There's no cohesion at all. It's just kind of a very random shoddy thing. Okay, we got to keep these guys on TV to keep the Vision relevant, but
Yeah.
like,
It's hard though.
what are we doing with them? Right? They're just kind of there.
So it's hard when you don't expect something like that, like with Braun Breaker, because I think they were saying it might be like 6 to 8 or 12 weeks, or it can be a couple months at this point, depending on how severe it is.
Yeah, and
They haven't even like really said like how severe it is. It could be temporary, or it could be out for a little while.
yeah, it's like I saw someone comment and be like, dude, I had hernia surgery and I was back playing basketball in a week. It really just depends on when they get in there.
Yeah.
Like how bad it is, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Don't believe
Who knows?
Don't believe anything on the internet, right?
Yeah, don't believe the hype.
I mean, this is getting published to YouTube. Don't listen to us.
We're not doctors.
Well,
Disclaimer. Like,
we're not doctors. We don't know. We're just fans. But like,
yeah.
that's one of the best parts of the Pat McAfee show is like, they have the disclaimer at the beginning, and it's like, we're just a bunch of stooges that are stupid, and we don't know what we're saying.
Yeah.
We are not direct representation of ESPN colleagues or anybody thereof. Your mom, whatever.
Your mom. By the way, your mom. Like,
By the way, I don't know. Okay, let's escape this.
What?
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 I Rhea Ripley's got to be on the card. I do feel like it is just going to be Rhea versus Io. Like, that's been a rumor. Like, oh, they're just going to face each other, and Rhea's never beaten Io Sky one-on-one before.
Mm-hmm. But didn't Rhea just get a elimination chamber?
Yeah, but
isn't she qualified for it?
But if Tiffany Stratton wins the chamber, then it's like, okay.
That's true. She has to beat Tiff. So
yeah, unless if they just decide like, okay, Rhea Ripley is going to challenge Jade Cargill. Let's do that. Like,
yeah, because that's the only other. I mean, if it's not Tiff,
yeah, but
Rhea's
like,
the only other one to probably be able to like make sense to do it.
If you look at the women on like the women's WrestleMania marketing promo video that they have of them, where they're all in Vegas. Every single one of those women in that commercial has to have something important happening, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Because, like, the men, you literally just had, like, the big four. You had, and when I say big four, I mean not Drew McIntyre, because he wasn't really considered in the equation to begin with. It was literally Cody, Brock, Brock, Roman, and Punk, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not even Seth Rollins, by the way, mind you. But
yeah, that's true.
But Rollins has been out, so I guess that was why they did that. But the women's commercials got like 8 of them. I'm like, okay,
yeah.
So you need a home for all these ladies. So I think Io and Rhea are in that commercial. Tiffany Stratton is in that commercial. Liv Morgan was in that commercial, and she wasn't even back yet. They're like, Liv Morgan's at WrestleMania. We don't even care.
Spoiler.
Charlotte is in that commercial, so it's like, all right, are we getting Charlotte and Alexa Bliss one-on-one? I'm like, we got a lot of singles women's matches. Not all of these are going to go. Something's going to land on that SmackDown. It's not going to be Charlotte and Alexa Bliss. I'll tell you that, because Charlotte Flair will be at WrestleMania. But I'm like, okay, they've got all of these women tag teams coming out of the woodwork. Like, is it just going to be Charlotte and Alexa Bliss in that women's tag? Like, are they going to do a multi-woman tag match?
They could do the They could do the TLC women's tag team match, because kind of like how they do for the
Money in the Bank
guys. They could do a TLC match for it.
I
mean, they've done it before for TLC, but they haven't
not
really
with
had
the women.
Not with the women.
So it's like,
they could do it for the first time.
Man, I can't wait for all of those weapons to be super effective at WrestleMania. The table just like trash can.
Whoopsie.
Dude, okay. I have Randy match question mark. Like, what is Randy Orton doing at WrestleMania?
Yeah, I mean, it's up in the air. I mean, it definitely
at this point, just give us Randy Orton versus Javon Evans in an awesome wrestling match. Like, I don't even care. Just do it. And
or
also,
unless you pulled Randy versus Gunther somehow.
I mean, that is if you're not doing Gunther versus Rey Mysterio, and I don't even think that needs to happen,
No.
then I think you're right. It's
But
just got to be Randy
I
versus
I
Gunther.
want to see career killer versus legend killer.
Okay.
I want that to happen.
Okay.
Whether it be Mania or SummerSlam, I feel they have to make that happen.
Well, I think SummerSlam is almost definitely going to be Gunther and Brock Lesnar because they're
Yeah.
in Minneapolis.
Yeah. Mhm.
So,
I mean, you got a couple PLEs before that, so if anything, if you don't have it at WrestleMania, you could have it, you know, within those months before. So, but yeah, I mean, you got Randy Orton in the Elimination Chamber, and now we have LA Knight. So we'll have to see who else gets qualified. I know we have coming up on Friday, we have Cody versus Sammy versus Jacob Fatu. So that'll be interesting.
and it's like, oh, good. One of these guys is going to win this match, and the other two aren't going in the chamber. That's
Right.
a mess. That's a mess. I can't believe they did that. And a lot of people are not happy about that. And
No.
I'm like, okay, we'll see what they're gonna do. Like, they've done it before, where it's like, oh, last chance to get into the chamber. Like, something happens, and like out of the qualifiers, and maybe somebody just gets injured, and in the last second, oh, here comes Jacob Fatu. He's in the chamber now.
Yeah. Somehow we're gonna get into like the Cody and Drew, and somehow Jacob Fatu being in there. I like we've been saying, I don't see how it doesn't become a triple threat with that.
Yeah, I mean, I have WWE title triple threat on my list. Yeah, I don't see it being Drew and Cody 1-on-1 at this point. Like, I definitely think Jacob Fatu should get in there, and call me crazy. I mean, I'm wearing the guy's shirt, and again, I did pick this guy to win the Rumble, but that just really didn't make any sense. But if you're having Roman Reigns versus CM Punk as your like marquee main event match, you have Jacob Fatu just be the first to be like next generation, get the ball roll. It's just, we talked about this. It's like, it's crazy to think Jacob Fatu gets a world title before Braun Breaker, but Jacob Fatu was that dude before Braun Breaker was that dude. When Jacob Fatu was like the muscle of the bloodline.
Yeah.
We've been saying it then, like, Jacob Fatu's a star. Holy crap.
I
It's
agree.
just Braun Breaker has blown up more recently since.
Yeah, they put more of their chips in the Braun Breaker than they did.
Well,
Fatu.
it was after WrestleMania last year that they had him aligned with Seth.
Yeah.
And so it's been almost a year of Braun Breaker,
Mhm.
where Jacob Fatu was catching real steam prior to that.
Right. And then he was out for a little bit, so he's just trying to get back up there.
Yeah. Oh, I have men's U.S. Open, men's U.S. title open challenge, and I just have Carmelo Hayes versus Trick Williams. Like, just give us that match, dude.
Yeah, they had a great NXT match, so yeah, I would definitely be down for seeing that again.
Because, I mean, Trick is getting TV time.
He is.
Cheyenne loves him. She's singing a song. I was like, you know this song already? You really like this guy.
Yeah.
I'm like, the track is catchy, and he already. I'm thrilled that they kept him in NXT as long as they did, because he's like owning it on the main roster right now. I love it.
Yeah, he's confident, and I agree. I think we had thought he was going to come to the main roster like a year or two ago, but I think within that 2 years, he's definitely excelled to know that. I think if they would have pulled it a little bit sooner, again,
it would have been rough around the edges.
Definitely a lot rougher. I think he's been able to hone his craft even more, and I think he's even more prepared than what he was a year or two ago. So he's definitely feeling like he's fitting in instead of trying to just be the new guy there.
Yeah, I don't know what we're missing, but there's a lot of people that like aren't on the card. Sami Zayn again.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to push that guy. Are we gonna get Sami Zayn versus Logan Paul, or are we gonna? I mean, is it gonna be Logan Paul versus LA Knight again? I can't see it.
Yeah, I can't see that either.
What do you do with LA Knight? I mean, I don't know.
I don't. If he doesn't win this chamber, which is a high probability that he won't.
Yeah, because we're getting Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre and possibly Jacob Fatu. So, like, where is LA Knight going?
Yeah, I don't know. Because LA Knight's so hell-bent on the vision. So it's like, do you get, like you said, do you get Logan Paul and LA Knight again, or do you get him facing Bronson Reed at WrestleMania? Because, Bronson Reed was the one that took him out. So you could get another type of stipulation with him and Bronson Reed and LA Knight.
Yeah,
I think that's gonna be like another one of those matches that doesn't get put on the card until like 2 weeks prior to WrestleMania.
Yeah, or is it like Sami Zayn and LA Knight versus Austin Theory and Bronson Reed?
I think if you don't get Braun Breaker back within that amount of time and Seth Rollins isn't in the picture, it could be very well a tag team match like that. I can see that happening.
Could be.
Just to get them on the card.
Let's pretend for a second Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu is not in the match with Drew and Cody Rhodes. There's something that needs to be acknowledged, and that's all of this back and forth about we are the main event, not the other.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, Roman clowning on Drew, like Drew's title, and going after Punk, and Drew saying, there's a reason they're doing that, right? And basically, Dave Meltzer suggested, what if they do Roman Reigns and CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre and Cody Rhodes, where the winning tag team gets to be the Night 2 closer main event? And I was like, I like that. And if they're gonna do that, let me tell you, they will do that. I believe it is March 30th, Monday Night Raw in Madison Square Garden. Because it's 2.5 weeks before Mania. It's Madison Square Garden. They're gonna load that. They're gonna load that show. And just a thought, because I only read that Dave said that. I didn't read any comments. I was like, okay, I can see that. Do not be surprised if Jacob Fatu costs Drew McIntyre and Cody Rhodes the match, and then they insist on putting Jacob Fatu into the match to make it a triple threat match.
There you go.
And then Jacob Fatu wins at WrestleMania. That would be absolutely bugging.
That would be sick.
That would be sick. If that were to happen, maybe we can end on this. Or we had that other thing that we wanted to breeze through real quick, right? I mean, that's up to you. But
yeah, we'll try.
Okay.
If not, we can always, we wanted to make it somewhat of like a Valentine's Day type of topic, but we're kind of going more into this the way we thought, like usual. But it's
like usual. It's okay. It's okay. It's WrestleMania. It's WrestleMania, and we love WrestleMania.
It's gonna be fine.
It's all gonna be good.
Yeah, I like that
the
And,
tag match idea.
It gets Jacob Fatu a reason for for the triple threat instead of just it's because we don't have anything for Jacob Fatu, but he's in this feud with them. Let's just give him a triple threat. It gives him a reason.
So the last
to get him in
two,
there.
like somehow they both get into the chamber, and somehow they are the last two in the chamber, and somehow they both pin each other to finish the match, and then they both technically won the chamber, and then triple threat, boom, it's done, right?
Yeah.
But then you don't get this back and forth where no, we're the main event, we're the real title. I actually like that there would be a match to determine who gets night 1 and who gets night 2. And
wouldn't be opposed to that.
You have Jacob Fatu cost Cody and Drew, and then that somehow gets him into the match to make the triple threat for night 1.
I like it.
And let Jacob Fatu win that title for the night 1 main event, and then
roof will blow off,
and then we get Roman and Punk to close out WrestleMania. It makes sense. It makes total sense.
And that comes down to the same point we talked about before, that they need to just start, they need to start making more superstars. They have to, if people aren't going to physically step up, they have to just put people in those positions. So, giving somebody like a Jacob Fatu like the belt out of nowhere, see what he can do with it, see how he responds to people. Like they're not going to know how these people do if they just don't give them the opportunity. Even if like I'm sure every guy is going to want to be like, yeah, give it, like, I'll take the opportunity. But like, if they're not going to just really just throw it out there and see, they have to start taking risks to be like, okay, we just can't keep relying on these same like 5 dudes. They're eventually going to be moving out, and then we're going to be left with this pool of people. Like, okay, who do we pick from? Because we haven't really advanced anybody but these 5 guys, and now they're all out of here.
100%, dude.
So I think it's to the point they're going to have to eventually start making some risks with a lot of these guys that are trying to push their way up.
And we said this. We were like, okay, if they did it with Jey Uso, why not? Why
that's
not?
That's the most perfect example. I mean, even though it didn't work out, they gave it a shot, and they had the crowd behind it for a little while. They knew it probably wasn't going to. And I think obviously we said it's not like Jay's going to hold it for a year, but they have to eventually start putting these titles on these guys to see how they hold out, what they can do, and
Well, that's the whole thing. It's like you can't get stakes really high on Braun Breaker versus Jacob Fatu headlining WrestleMania until you get a couple of just like low key championship reigns on these guys just to get them started, right?
Yep.
So get that ball rolling so that in 5 years from now, when you do see that as a main event, it's like, yeah, these guys are the top guys in the freaking company. Like, come on, like let's get it moving. Let's get it rolling.
Like, it's, even though Roman Reigns was like shoved down our throats for many years, it kind of just gave him the opportunity to be like, okay, I'm getting put in these positions. So it's going to be now when he went and came back and he was, the head of the table era, he was already 4 or 5 years into being pushed, but that made him be into this head of table guy. And now he's like throwing the roof off, so much better on the mic, better in the ring. And, it's like the Roman Reigns we've been wanting to get for so many years. So it's like, you got to start doing that with all these other guys, to just give them certain opportunities. They may fail. The crowd may not want them to be in there, but they're learning as they go. And then they find that clicking moment where this is what they need to be doing.
Yeah. I mean,
so they got to start thinking about the future eventually.
Yeah, and I mean, the only guy, like, Roman Reigns has that aura now because they let him get a couple title reigns going before they made him into the tribal chief. And
I mean, he was the U.S. champion. I think he was an Intercontinental champion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he held a lot of the small titles before he got pushed into the big belt situations, but he had the whole thing with Cena where Cena just basically just dogged him about saying like, well, it's a promo, kid, you're gonna have to learn how to do it, and just white face. Roman's like, whoopsie, I hate being on TV right now.
Exactly.
But it's those moments that like, hey, you just gotta throw them to the wolves, and if he fails, he fails, but he's gonna learn from it. And Roman definitely, obviously took that and just like, I just need to learn how to cut a good promo. And I think he's had some of the better promos over the last 5 years, just being with Paul Heyman by his side as well, when he was with Paul Heyman.
Yeah,
but
and I think Braun Breaker had kind of like a slow rise, which is nice. It was a slow burn. I think Jacob Fatu was kind of, people quickly picked up on, okay, this guy's an animal. This guy's a total beast.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as having immediate aura and star power, I mean, Javon Evans is really good.
Yeah.
But I think immediately nobody has really been brand new and stepped in and been like to the main roster, and it's like, okay, Obafemi, that guy is going to, I mean, that guy is like the new coming of Brock Lesnar. I mean, he's just like,
if they book him correctly, if they give him the satisfaction to just run through a lot of the smaller card and just making his way up, he is going to be a beast.
If they do Obafemi and Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, and Obafemi like crushes Brock Lesnar,
that will be something to talk about. Like,
fasten your seatbelt
for his career. Yeah,
that guy is off to the races immediately, and it's like, there's going to be no stopping that guy. I can't wait.
I mean, hey, if you put either Obafemi or Gunther in between, Brock Lesnar, and being that it's probably going to be Brock Lesnar's last match, if Lesnar has that say to be like, okay, who am I going to take over? Who's going to go over me? Who am I going to pass the torch to?
It ain't Gunther. It is Obafemi.
So I would hope to think that he's thinking Obafemi, because he can just tell a lot. Like you said, like he can probably see a lot in him. He's got the build stature. He's got the whole massive big dude type of thing. So yeah, strap it on him and just look out if all things go to plan with Obafemi. Femi.
I mean, at that point, it's like, who does Obafemi beat for the title? It's Gunther, right?
Yes.
Like, that we talked about that, right?
I believe we mentioned it.
I think we said last year, like, if it even takes him until WrestleMania next year, it's Obafemi beats Gunther. Like, he wins the Rumble and just goes to Mania. Like, let Gunther retire a handful of guys, and then let Obafemi go in and just destroy Gunther, and that guy is a mega star, right?
Right.
But I do ultimately think Sammy's like.
Do you think they give Obafemi a chance to? Do we have him in a qualifying match for the Elimination Chamber? I haven't seen him in a qualifying match.
Not yet. But I think that too is also like, they don't want Obafemi to lose, to eat a pin.
Yeah.
But the only way,
you definitely got to protect him at this point if you're trying to,
the only way you do that is you put Obafemi in the chamber, and Brock Lesnar comes out and hits him with some suplexes and F5, and then a bunch of people double pin or like pile up on top of him to get him out of the match. Then you have your Brock Lesnar Obafemi match, and it's built in right there. Right. Yeah. Gunther's going to retire a handful of our favorite people, and then you're going to have Sami Zayn beat Gunther at WrestleMania next year to win his first world title. Oh my God.
Mm,
I
I don't know, dude.
don't know either. I just hope if they pull the trigger on Sami Zayn, they have to book him in a way that gets us all behind him again.
Mm,
That's the only thing. That being said, Valentine's Day is tomorrow. We wanted to talk about some of our favorite love angles in WWE. I'll just throw out there Macho Man and Elizabeth. They are like the
mhm,
all-time classic love story from the golden age of wrestling.
absolutely.
This was your idea. You had brought up a couple before we started. Why don't you fire them off real quick?
Yeah, just going off like, the topic of the fact to say like, the best or and worst or best or worst romantic angle moments within WWE and from WWF. Like we said, we had from the golden era, a couple of them that came to mind was, the Edge and Lita segment, you know, probably the most memorable from our childhood, and a lot of the angles with any type of WWE WWF wedding never goes to plan, always gets squashed out, so those are always fun. One being in particular, Stephanie and Test. Triple H interrupts it, says that he had already married Stephanie, blah blah blah, and then we get the whole Triple H and Stephanie, him taking her to Vegas to get married and all that. So those are some fun memories to go down, that like little love angles that went south.
Yeah, I mean, Tori, if you remember Tori, not Tori Wilson, Tori
Yeah, Tori and Kane.
with Kane, and then
Yeah.
Tori turns on Kane and lays the
Yeah.
big kiss on X-Pac, and that was just like, oh, you are awful. You are a terrible human being. We kind of
I didn't get to see that like live. Like I wasn't watching at that point, but I have seen clips of that
yeah,
that
it was
moment.
just like, oh, you are the worst kind of human being. You are all
Yeah.
you are almost worse than Jenny from Forrest Gump. I mean, like you're getting there.
Another one that comes to mind, which is a little bit on the gross side, but it was Mark Henry and
Mae Young,
Mae Young.
because the hand,
The
right?
hand.
Yeah. Oh no. Oh God. Oh well, we talked about Trish Stratus and Vince McMahon like at length when we were doing the McMahon documentary series,
Yeah.
right? Like that all was kind of a mess.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and we say mess, but it was for TV, quote unquote, right?
Mm-hmm. Thought of it in a different way back then when we were watching it, but after seeing that doc, like, yeah, a little bit different of a scenario at this point.
Not super great after all. I mean, we have currently the Dominic Mysterio Liv Morgan thing, which, like, we know in real life, Dominic Mysterio is married, and we know Liv Morgan is not dating
Not.
Dominic Mysterio, right? But they are like a current, they are like the current on
it
camera,
couple.
the it couple, yeah. Got to talk about John Cena and Nikki Bella. You got to talk about Miz and Maurice. 'Cause
Yeah.
that was a tag match at Mania 33, and then Cena proposed to Nikki Bella, although they had already been married.
Right.
Um,
See how long that lasted.
yeah, I.
Trying to think other things.
There are definitely others that just
There's a
aren't.
lot.
Yeah, I mean, especially Attitude Era, there was like a lot of fun love angle things that were happening.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I guess if anybody is watching and they have one on their mind, please definitely put a comment in there.
how about
and let us
Kurt Angle kissing Stephanie McMahon? That was really cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was
There's
cool.
backstage segments with Steph and the one with Eric Bischoff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was something. I
mean, you had Stephanie McMahon in Chris Jericho's corner. They didn't have like a thing like that. But
right.
Stephanie was just like manager to Chris Jericho while he was the undisputed champion. Then Triple H came back and from injury and then wound up beating Jericho at Mania for the double titles. Yeah, I mean, yeah, let us know in the comments if we were missing. I'm hoping that somebody hits us with one where it's like, man, we stink covering wrestling on this podcast and we missed that one.
You can talk a little bit about Matt Hardy and Lita, the whole drama between him and Edge and everything. Again, I wasn't watching at that point, but
you say Edge and Lita because like that, because Edge went on, he was like the rated R champion and Lita was it, but like real life, Matt Hardy and Lita were dating, and then the Lita affair with Edge was happening. Matt Hardy got let go. Vince McMahon brings Matt Hardy back, and Matt Hardy comes out and just starts going to town on Edge, and that was when you can blur the lines of reality, in wrestling. That's when it gets really fun.
I remembered it kind of having some realistic aspect to it. And I'm sure Vince back in the back was like, "This is good. Whoopsie!
This is gonna make us a lot of money.
This is gonna make a lot of money."
100%.
Keep the camera on them.
Definitely.
Yeah, there. I could definitely say there's definitely a tons of things like you said, definitely in the Attitude Era. But I can't think of a lot of them at this point. But those are the ones that came off my head that kind of seem, I guess, like fitting to the wrestling world of don't always think that romance is gonna be all peaches and cream.
CC.
Yeah, but yeah, I think that can we can put a stake in this one.
Yeah, for sure. You said an hour and some change ago, we're going to be on till 1 a.m. And I was like, here we are, 1:02. Let's wrap it up. I got some studying to do, and then I got to get to sleep.
Yeah, man. Always a pleasure talking wrestling. Always a pleasure hanging out with my best bud. Like always, make sure you guys are subscribing to the One Set Podcast at One Set Pod on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and right here on YouTube. Make sure you're hitting that notification bell to get notified when we go live every week. And Jim, for everybody who wants to hang out with us outside of our episodes, let them know where they can hang out with us.
That is the Facebook group One Set Fam. Again, that's the number One Set Fam. Come hang out with us. It's going to be fun for the Mania season. Thanks again to Steve Kopic.
Yes,
for,
thank you, buddy.
Commenting in. We wanted to get that out of the way at the beginning of the episode, and we will continue to do the same for anyone else who comes and hangs out with us and comments on our "What do you want to talk about?" segment. So, Anth, I love you, brother. Thanks for hanging out per usual, and I will be back next week, even though week of final, which we talked about. So I'm good to be on next time. To everyone else, thanks for tuning in. All the love to you. This has been One Set.